Hi, it's the Silver State Superhero Geek here. How's everybody doing? Time for another video. And what I wanted to do today was talk about the pieces in my collection that are a little kind of offbeat. When I first started getting serious about collecting, um, I wanted to try and get things, when I was looking at them online, that I thought were going to be unusual that people would uh, ultimately want and will become rare. Before I do that, I've got to say a couple things. I got to make a correction on something I said in another video. When I was talking about the Caliban series, Marvel Legends that's coming out, and the character Blink, she was the lady that could create the dimension holes and jump through them to defend themselves, etc. Um, and she was killed by the Sentinels. And then I said it was in X-Men Apocalypse. That's incorrect. It was X-Men Days of Future Past. I said the wrong name of that movie, so I just wanted to correct that. Also, I was trying to think when I started buying figures, what was one of my first figures? While I can't figure out the exact first figure in Marvel Legends, I believe one of the earliest ones was the Winter Soldier version of Black Widow. In fact, I ended up buying two, and that's actually a fairly collectible. I'm going to try to hesitate to use the word scarce so much, but that's what I was going for was figures that would be ultimately be scarce or rare or most valuable. I use that word a lot. I realize that. Anyway, getting back to the unusual pieces, um, I'm going to start with this is some of these are very recent and some of them are pretty old, but my emphasis, as I said now, is on superheroes, particularly Marvel, but I have some DC also in. This is the only wrestling figure that I bought. First of all, I've got to tell you that not only do I have zero interest in wrestling, I don't even like sports. I just have no interest. Okay. But I bought this because it was kind of unique, and I think it might be one of the valuable ones. I have yet to see this on the shelf in a store. I got this online, and that is the Ronda Rousey. Uh, she was in Expendables 3 and one of the Fast and Furious movies, and it made her name as an actress right there. I like her. I think she's an okay lady. I know that she tried her hand at Ultimate Fighting, and you can see there were two different fights she had where she got her butt handed to her. I mean, she didn't do too well, and that's why she went into wrestling. But I think this might be collectible, and as I said, not see it on the shelf, and it wasn't that expensive. I guess it would have been cheaper if I could have found it in the store. I paid almost $20 for it. I didn't get it. If it's in the store, it's about $10. But anyway, I think this will be a collectible piece, and it's the only wrestling figure I have, and I think it'll probably be the only one I have, as I said. So, Ronda Rousey, that's one. Now, I bought this a while ago, and I'm tending to now shy away from figures that are this big. I have a fair amount of Marvel Titans, and I'm going to keep them, but I'm not going to get any more. I'm not going to get into them or DC. This is not a Marvel, and I bought this because I just like the unusual look of it. And this is it's called Cortana. It's from the Halo series. I just like, the fact she's blue and just look really unusual. It's the only one I have, and my friend Rachel told me that this Halo is actually a video game, and this came from a video game. So that's what I know about it. But I think this is an interesting figure, and they're not expensive. This is under $10. So, and I got rid of, like, say, a few of my things, larger figures, but I'm keeping this one. I like this, and so anyway, and I have a thing. Not excessive, but I tend to like the female figures, and I like this one. So anyway, this is another one. And now I think I mentioned in one of the other videos that I've gotten rid of almost all my Star Wars things. I bought this one for one reason, and I will keep this. Whether or not it becomes really collectible, I don't know. I've seen it actually seems to be fairly common, but I got this because this was the last version of this character that Carrie Fisher played before she passed away, and this is General Leia. And this was the character she played in that Star Wars movie where she's reunited with Harrison Ford. The name escapes me. What is it called? The Force Awakens. I think it's The Force Awakens. But she played General Leia, and this is what she wore and appeared in the reading there, and say it was the last character, not the last time, but the last character version of that character she played before. What is the other one called? I can't even think of the names of the movies now. I'm sorry. Anyway, but one of the last, and so I'm going to keep this one just in and kind of to honor Carrie Fisher. I know she had a hard life and everything there, and fought a lot of demons. But anyway, I am keeping this one, General Leia. As I said, I'm not really up on Star Wars. I might have some on DVD, but I'm not a huge Star Wars follower. So anyway, let's move on. I have to say, I picked this up at a Walmart, and I have to say that I am really kind of interested in this series, and I think I would like to buy some others. And these are not expensive as far as action figures go. And again, I don't know anything about the background of these. I am told this is also from a video game. I don't know if that's true or not, but these are called, I think they're called Destiny. And this is Titan, and there's there's pictured on the back of the box. And I've seen these online, and they're really quite reasonable as far as the price, and I wouldn't mind completing the set on these. I think this is a good figure. I like the weaponry, and I like the figure itself, and it does interest me. So I wouldn't mind getting more of these later on. I thought about it off and on, but I've got to wait till I can actually afford to do it. But I probably end up getting more or all of these in this series. And I'd like this one quite a bit. But Destiny, good figure. Okay. Now, as I said, when I bought figures, I tried to look at certain sets and things and say, what might be hard to get? What might be, not found anymore? And my wife got me into this series, and I watched it to the end, and I think it was pretty good. And I saw this set, and then it's from the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And this is a set of Willow and Tara in a set there. And I have to say, I've never seen this offered again. Whether or not it's rare, I don't know. But I think that I made a good choice by getting this. So I think when it comes down to, collectible sets and things, this will probably be one of them. I've got a couple other, I've got one other Buffy things. I have one actually of Buffy, and then I've got one from Angel, which is Cordelia. I bought that also. But I think this might have been a good choice on my part. I have a feeling that this is what I can't recall what I paid for this because I've had it for quite a while. But this is probably worth quite a bit more than I paid for it. So anyway, that's another set here. Now, a couple more here. There have been two versions of this, one a theater version and one a made-for-TV, and both are very, very good. And this happens to be the, let me see if I got this right, then I believe the NECA version of It, Pennywise the Clown. And this is the one that was played by Tim Curry. And I know a lot of people have this, and this isn't particularly rare or expensive or anything, but I think he did an excellent job in that role. And it comes with the three heads and things there in the picture, and it was quite reasonable as far as the price. And now the new version, with the newer version, I also like very much too. And I think the actor in that one did a really good job as Pennywise also. I'd like to get that one as well. But this is one I wanted for a while, and I finally bought it. And in the It version, so I like that. I'm looking forward to the part 2 of that movie also. But both the made-for-TV version, which had Tim Curry in, and the movie version were very good. I like both. So, It. Alright, now for the heck of it, I went to Virginia City, and there's a store in there that sells action figures and everything, and they had this one. It's not really very rare. But it's unusual when I got it because I am a kind of a fan of this, and that's the Jackie Chan doll. I think I paid about $25 for it, and the last time I looked at this online, it's still worth about $25. So, but I like Jackie Chan, and I think this doll is interesting. It's quite a bit different from what I usually collect, but Jackie Chan, I like it, and I'm gonna keep that. But it's a good looking figure too. It does look quite a bit like him, and whether or not this will be something really valuable, and who knows. But Jackie. All right. One more. As I mentioned before, I was a big Saturday morning cartoon fan. In fact, my father is another story where he had a habit of using all the things that I liked against me, and one of his favorite things was to mention how instead of doing other things I was watching Saturday morning cartoons and you've only seen them 1,000 times. That was one of his favorite lines, which you've only seen 1,000 times. Very famous Saturday morning cartoon when I was a kid, and I got this and I had to get it, and that was Johnny Quest. And this is what we would say it was very, very famous and very popular when I was a kid. And so I saw it and I had to have it. Now, one I'd also like to have, which I think was made by the same production company as this, it also was very big, it was Space Ghost. It is available, I believe it's made by the same company, which is FiguresToy.com, or Figures Toy Company. I believe they also did Space Ghost. And the thing is, these are not particularly cheap. There's a set of them that you can also get Haji, which is his friend, his Indian friend, East Indian, and Raceman and Dr. Quest. As far as I know, they don't have his dog, Little Dog Bandit, but and none of these are particularly cheap. They're all, the $50 to $60 range, maybe more. So they say these are not cheap figures. Space Ghost is about the same. So if one had that, you have to pay some fairly good bucks for it. I may do it, I don't know. But Johnny Quest, I figured it would be a Saturday morning cartoon fan I had to have in my collection. So anyway, this has been kind of a short video, honestly, but I just wanted to show the odd ones in my collection. And next we're getting into maybe some of my favorites in the more traditional Marvels that I have. But that is all for now. I hope everything's going okay, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you enjoy this, a thumbs up would be nice. I welcome your comments as usual, and I hope that everyone's having a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.